Mark. That was amazing. It was mind-blowing. Mind tricks. That's awesome. Great. In fact, I will try to. In fact, from last 1 month, I'm just looking at different art forms, and I want to learn at least the basics of it. Something like painting, singing, a guitar, and magic. Some magic, maybe not as expert as Mark. Maybe it will take another 25 years for me to master that.
Well, I only started learning 3 or 4 days ago, so I think you'll be okay. I started Sunday and jumped right in on Monday.
Hope I can do that. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. And let's move towards the next one. Okay, so there are more quizzes coming up. I hope everyone is back from the break and you might have enjoyed the magic. I can see a lot of comments I can see a lot of chat there happening on the magic show. That's great. Awesome. Now let's move towards the next topic. And we got Ashutosh here who will talk about the Corda development tools, the Intellij plugin. And I guess Ashutosh excited, day 3.
Yeah, pretty much 2 exciting days. Number 3 today.
Yeah, and I hope nothing will go wrong with the Intellij today.
Yeah, hopefully. We do have backup for that. If something goes wrong, I have my colleagues who will help.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So all yours, Ashutosh. All the best. And of course, I will come in between to disturb you and take a quiz. I hope that's fine.
Always welcome.
Great. All yours, Ashutosh.
All right, guys. Well, that we saw some great music, magic, basically. So let's look at some code magic now. Yeah. So what we'll be doing here is I'm going to introduce you to 2 different tools. One is the Node Explorer, and then the other is the Intellij plugin. I think a lot of you would have seen this in some of our previous webinars. The Node Explorer is actually what has already been released, but what I'll be showing you is some updates. So before starting, I'll just introduce Sneha will be there in the chat, and she'll be helping you with any questions that you might have. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so here she is. So Sneha, would you like to say something about how you're managing the chat?
Sure, quickly. Again, just the same thing, guys, please no promotional stuff, but other than that, any questions are welcome. Over to you, Ashwin.
Cool. All right. So to start up, I'll just share my screen and then we will be ready to move. Cool. So that's the Node Explorer. Many of us would already be familiar with it, but you might see something new popping up here, which you may not have seen earlier. So this is what has been updated. I'm connected to the same Corda app that we developed yesterday, the Bootcamp Corda app, right? So you can see all your, the previous, just let me, yeah. If you go to the transactions, you can see that we have the token issue flow and the art transfer flow, the example one we talked about, right? So that's the same app that I'm connected to, and I have logged into party A, as you can see here. But what changes for us, I think, is first thing that you will notice here is if you click on this, now it's not just party A, so you can just go to any party just with a click of a button, and you're now logged into party B, right? So earlier you had to log out and then log in again, which was sort of tedious if you're working on a development environment and you want to sort of like see what's happening in the other node. So it's pretty easy now, just click and go to whichever node you want to, right? That's number one. Life's made it easier for you guys. Going down, you see a few more wizards. We only had these 2 node information and node parameter wizard, but we are also adding the CPU usage, which is more like giving you an idea of how your node is doing in terms of using how much CPU it's using. And it also gives you an idea of every node that you have been running on your local system. Also, your memory usage will be available for you to see if your node is doing well or not, or is it like taking too much of memory, too much of CPU. So something to analyze for you there. Also gives you an idea of how many flows are active at any point of time. So if you have any stuck flows and you see something is not working, you might get an idea that, well, these are the flows which are stuck, which might be creating some problems for you, right? So that's about your dashboard. So we have few new wizards, which will be helpful for you guys to identify certain stuff and like analyze few things as well. Moving on. Network, nothing changes. It's pretty much the same. You get a view of where the nodes are. Like this is pulled out from your nodes Corda 500, C500 name, X500 name, and it is being placed over whichever location you might have provided over there. So nothing changes there. Transactions also pretty much the same. Just do your transactions. So let me do one of them and see how it goes. So we're doing 100 tokens. Is something going wrong here? Anyways, yeah, the transaction is successful and you can see that the transaction is there. So nothing changes here, but for people who are new, you might see that there's something that you can do. But what would happen is you could see something changing because obviously you're running transactions. So your CPU usage and your memory is going up and down. So all those things changes. You can see that one particular flow was created. So basically you have how many flows and all have been running. That's all is showing up over here. You can go to Vault to see what all is located or what all is stored in your Vault in your nodes database. That's what you can see here. And few more things is you go to settings. There are quite a lot of things that have been added here. One is you don't anymore have to put the path of your Corda directory. It has been made easier for you. You can just drag and drop. So it will pick up the path for you. And you can see if you click on view folders, you can see which exact Corda apps are being loaded for you. So that's another change. No more typing the entire location. You can just drag and drop your applications and it will work from there. Down here, you see some settings. So what it gives you is basically it gives you all your different nodes. So this is how we identify which node to connect from here. So you can put it there and you can just switch them to connect to different nodes as you wish to. And also the metric settings, this is where we are getting all these metrics from here. So if you are running your node, you would basically have your Jalokia address being printed on your node. So I can show you that later on. Once we finish that, I'll show you where to show your Jalokia address, and you can then put it over here for the matrices to basically be loaded onto your dashboards. So that's something which we have changed. And finally, what we have is a data flow diagram here. So what it gives you is more like a UTXO model. What are the transactions happening? So since we have only one transaction, you can see one node here. But as you create more and more transactions, you will see that UTXO model getting created. And if you click on any of these nodes, it will show you what exactly is the transaction that has happened on that particular node. So you get a model of your backchain kind of thing, which you can see over here. So that's another change that has been done for you guys. Yeah, so that's pretty much subtle changes that has been done to make things easier for you guys. And the update will obviously be available. We're also working on a new different UI on this, which will be available with all these changes coming together. So you'll have access to that in the coming few days. So this is just a teaser to show you what's going to come for you guys. All right. So I'll just show something else to share my screen and show where the nodes are running and how you can actually grab your Jalokia settings. Yeah, so these are the nodes that have been running. If you look at party A, this is exactly your Jalokia address. So which you need to put in the matrix field that I just show you. And this is where—
Ashosh, do you mind to zoom in a little bit? Thank you.
All right, perfect. So yeah, this is your Jalokia agent address, which will be printed as you run your nodes. Obviously, if you have enabled it. And if you run the run nodes command, it actually is enabled by default. So you don't have to worry about how to enable it. So you just run the run nodes command that comes with Corda when you run the deploy nodes, and it'll take care of running your Jalokia for you. And you can just type in or just copy this particular location or the address and then paste it on the metrics field there for you for the Node Explorer to pull out all those node matrices and show it to you in a beautiful format, right? So that's about the Node Explorer. So let's move on to our next tool before we show that. That's the Intellij plugin. So just pull that out. Just a second. Okay, so here we go. All right, so the same workspace that we used yesterday. I am going to show you the Corda plugin here. So we had a VS Code plugin, which we have basically deprecated, but what we are going to give you is an Intellij plugin. Now, that's because obviously not many people use VS Code for Java, but yeah, Intellij is something which is really popular for Java developers. So we are trying to move it to this particular Intellij IDE, and not just move it, but as well as bring new features to it to help you guys use it in a more better way. So first thing that you would see here as you install the plugin is you see this particular requirements kind of thing, right? So what exactly you need in your system to be installed for you to be running your Corda apps or building your Corda apps easily and conveniently. The first thing is like the Java version. Is it the correct version installed on your system? So this plugin is going to check that thing, and it will let you know what's the memory required. We basically recommend 8 GB memory, which is what is shown here. I have a 16 GB, so that's perfectly fine for me. And few other tools like your Git and Gradle, which is more or less optional. Git is what you would need to like pull all our or take clone of all the repositories to start building your Corda apps and all. And then Gradle is optional because we give you the Gradle wrapper. So if you don't have it, that's fine. It will still work. But these are like optional things which you might want to have. Now coming to the actual plugin, which is where what we have really done is sort of eased out some of the like commands that you have to manually go and type on the terminal. So if you remember our bootcamp yesterday, what we had to do is go here and then type that run nodes command, deploy nodes command, or even if you want to build, then you have to type the build command. So that takes some time, right? Why would you really go and type something? You can just do that with a click of a button. So that's what is coming for you guys. If you can see the clean project, is just go ahead and click on it and it will just clean your project for you, right? And then you have the run test cases. If you have any test cases, you just click on that and you'll take care of running all your test cases and seeing how your project is really doing. Is it working as expected or not? Build Corda app is more about building your particular artifact. I'm really not clicking on that and trying to do that because obviously it takes some time. And I don't want to be wasting time on waiting for these different functions to complete. But yeah, I can just explain what they really do. Right. And I'll show you some really important ones, which is worth showing. This is just some command like run test case, just the run test cases running. So there's nothing to show you right there. So I'm just skipping along without running them. Right. And then build Corda app is you might have this particular situation, right, where you have your application deployed on a particular node. And in order to basically make an update and then redeploy it, what you would need is build the artifacts, like build your contract jar and your flow jars. So how do you do that? You can just click on build the Corda apps and it will build those specific jars for you. You can just pull them out from your build directories and then just paste it or copy it onto your node and restart it. So that will make that update to your Corda apps. So that's another feature that you can do. And then deploy nodes, you don't have to type it anymore. Just click on it and it'll run that entire process of deploying the nodes and create your build directory with all your node structure and everything, which we really did yesterday. So what we did was we manually went to the terminal and type in that command gradle w deploy nodes, but you can just do that with a click of a button with this particular plugin here. Next thing, which is really interesting, is the run nodes. And if you click on that, what would really happen is here. So what happens is you get your nodes running within the IDE. So you don't anymore have to go outside of your IDE and run the nodes on a separate terminal. It would happen right here. So if you can see, we have the node tree, we have party A, we have party C and party B. So all of our parties which we have defined in our Gradle task would be running directly on your IDE. You don't have to worry about switching windows and going out of your IDE to see what's happening with the nodes. So it's there, right there for you guys. You can do all that. You can do like flow list is going to give you your list of flows, and you can run flows and whatever that you could do on your nodes as well. So that's pretty handy, right? And we also have an integration stop nodes. Pretty simple. Just stop these nodes which are running, and then you have run Node Explorer. So we have an integration of Node Explorer with the Intellij plugin. And what that will do is it will run an instance of Node Explorer for you on your browser, and it will directly log in you into this particular node, whichever is the first one. So say party A is the first one for you, it will log you into party A node. So if I just click on this, what that would do is you can see it's running the server. And once that is run, it will start your UI for you. So internally, it is doing all those stuff. And you don't have to worry about how it's working. You can just click on that, and there you go. Okay, I'll have to share my screen.
Ashutosh, this is a good time to do a Slido, or do you want to wait till another break?
Let me just show this thing probably. I'll probably finish in another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So maybe we can do it after that, if that's fine.
Yeah, sure. Just let us know. Yep. Before the Q&A.
Perfect. All right. So this is where I have logged in. This was the previous one. Let's get rid of that. And yeah. So as you can see, I have been logged in into Party A directly. And this is the exact application that I have developed on my IDE. And you click on the different one. So that integration has been done here, which is again moving to the desktop version as well. So you can just click on whichever node you want to log in, and you will be going into that. Right. So the entire integration of the Intellij plugin with the Node Explorer has been done. So you can do everything that you can do on your nodes. You can run your commands, like run your flows. You can check your vault and all those things. So that makes life easier as well. So moving back to the Intellij plugin. All right, so that's run Node Explorer. So what it is exactly doing is it is running the Node Explorer for you with your Corda app, which is pointing to the Corda app that you are actually developing, and you could use it to test out your functionalities. And finally, we have a App Linter. So what exactly it does is it's more like a code inspection tool. If you can look at it, what it would give you is basically these different sort of warnings or suggestions that you might want. So if you look at this, what I have here is if you look at this particular contract, right, we have 3 different commands here. And if you have multiple commands, it's always suggested that you should have multiple different functions or methods for each of these commands, which would validate your business rules for these commands. But for this one, we only have a single verify method, and we have not basically separated our validation code into 3 different sections or 3 different methods and separated them out. So that's where it's giving you sort of a warning or a suggestion that it's better to do that. So this kind of it will basically inspect your code and give you these suggestions as in what is a good practice to follow, and you could actually go and do that and try and fix those problems that you might have in your code. Right. So that's pretty much about it. I guess you would really like what we have, and you would be really excited about using this. It will be available for download in a few days. So I'll just move back to Sneha, and we'll see what we have on the questions part here. Sneha?
Yeah, Ashutosh. So few questions coming up. So people are interested to know about the release of the plugin. So I've told them that we are planning to release this plugin to Idea Marketplace. But meanwhile, I think I've asked them to get in touch with you or get in touch with us on Slack or email us at devrel@r3.com. And then probably we can share the packages where they can install the plugin, right?
Yeah. So basically, if you want to use this, you can reach out to us. We can give you the beta version of it. It's not yet released, so you might face some issues. Don't worry about that. But yeah, the release will come in a short time. We are working that out, working the release dates, and it will be available to download in some time.
Sure. Ashutosh, also few people, they're interested to know once you share the packages, how do they install the plugin? So I think guys, please get in touch with Ashutosh. And
maybe we do have time. I can show that how you can install your plugin. So to install the plugin, all you have to do is go to Preferences, Plugins, and over here, you have a install plugin from disk. So this will be a zip file which you would receive. And once you click on that, you can just basically select it and it will install. That's easy, pretty much. So go to Preferences, Plugins, and install from disk. That's it.
Okay, great. I think that's about it from the question side. Over to you, Ashutosh.
Perfect. So, all right, I guess that's pretty much from my side. I hope you like this session. I'll move on and pass it to Naveen for the closing of this session.
Okay, I love my intro. Thank you so much, Ashutosh. That's an awesome session on the developer tools. And luckily I got 16 GB RAM, so it should work on my machine at least. Nice. Okay, now it's time for the another Slido. Are you all set? So before we go to Slido, one important thing, you will find the survey link in the chat. If you really enjoyed this session, make sure that you give 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, because that's what is counted. And of course, you can give a different score if you don't like it. But make sure that if you like it, 10 out of 10. Okay. And let me share my screen for this Slido. I hope you're excited. So please join. I'm sharing my screen on Zoom. Okay, and for this Slido, we are going for $150. Come on, show your skills and you will get 150. Right. So we have another Slido for $150. Come on, everyone. Please join. Let me also. Okay, how many of you have joined here? So we got, okay, so we'll wait for 5 more seconds and then we'll start with the Slido. Okay, and also let me know in the chat if you are enjoying Slidos. Okay, 2 more seconds and here we go. Let's start with the first question. So the first question is, what does UTXO stand for? It should be easy. We have talked about it a lot of time in this week. Okay, 2 more seconds and then we are done. And let's see what you have voted for. So most of you went for the second option, which is unspent transaction output. And let's see the right answer. And that is correct. Great job, everyone. Okay, next question. Okay, this will be a bit difficult. Try it out. So in Java, system.out.println, the out object is an instance of which class? So the out keyword is an object of which, is an instance of which class? Okay, let's see what you have answered. It will be tricky. Let's see. Oh, I always knew, not most of you always go wrong with this type of questions. Okay, and the actual answer is none of this, because the answer is print stream. You can just Google it out. So search for the print stream class. Okay, and let's see the leaderboard now. And the leaderboard says Yogesh is on top. Awesome job, Yogesh. And also timing is important. You did a great job, Yogesh. And let's move to the third question. Okay, this will be easy. So what are Corda applications called? I think this should be easy. We should finish that in 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. And let's see what you have answered. Okay, most of you are saying this is an easy one. We should have kept that on the first question. But yeah, easy one. So most of you are saying Corda apps, and that is correct. Awesome. The fourth question coming up. In object-oriented programming, Dash enables one common interface for many implementation. Tricky. Take your time. And the answer, what you voted for, is most of you are saying polymorphism, and that is correct. Awesome job. Great. And now the final question. Come on, $150 is on stake. Guess the personality. I love the way he looks. He's looking at you in a witty way. Ooh. Yes, you can see the options there in the mobile phone, and let's see what you voted for. Okay, most of you are saying Dennis Ritchie, and that is correct. The founder of C Language. Oh, and now let's see the leaderboard. Yay, and Yogesh, you are on top. Congratulations, Yogesh, you did well. 5 out of 5 in less time. So now you will receive a mail in some time from our side. And yeah, you will receive your reward. I think we can do one more slide, right? Since we are doing so well.
Why don't we do a couple of let's do a couple of Bollywoods because we got a little bit of time. Then we'll come back and do a Slido for $100 before lunch.
Yes, sure. So we are giving away money like that. Awesome. So we can do a Bollywood now. So Dalai, you're all set for the Bollywood.
Always set. Come on, guys, let's pull up the next quiz. I think this one is going to be the toughest question because it's really niche.
Oh.
Okay. In the movie Dhoom 2, which is a very popular movie, which animated movie are Abhishek Bachchan and Aishwarya Rai watching when it is revealed that Aishwarya is Abhishek's informer? It's a bit of a complex one. You have to remember the exact scene. I'm seeing people making, I wonder if people are making hazarding guesses or they actually know. This is interesting. Naveen, do you remember?
Yeah, I guess I remember the scene as well. They were eating popcorn. Hrithik Roshan is sitting behind. I know the movie name as well, I guess. Let me just guess. So let everyone vote and we can guess that.
Actually, fun fact, in honor of this film coming out at the production studios, there is a 20-foot tall gold Enfield erected in the lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I see most people have voted. All right. Okay. Okay.
I will go
Let's
for
close it.
Cars.
Let's see. What are the results? What did you say, Naveen?
Cars, B option.
Ooh, that is correct. Naveen got the answer right, but most of you didn't. 38% voted for Shark Tale, but 29% of you got it right. Should we do another one? Should we pull up another quiz?
Please.
Yes.
Hey, all right. So, little bit of a hint from the last question, if you really think about it. But which actor debuted in the film Kaho Na Pyar Hai? It's funny. I wonder, do you think they say this in Hollywood? Do they say debut? Because it's a really big deal here in Bollywood and in India, where the first film that an actor does is like sets the tone for the rest of their career, and it's like a debut. It's like a debutante ball almost.
Well,
Yeah.
you were a child actor, Di. So does that mean that your first one? How's that going to set your career?
I think I got a bit of a loophole there because I think as a child actor you can and also I took such a break after that, so I feel like that's an isolated thing, and now I can do whatever I want.
All right. Good.
Okay, all right. So I see.
Your
Okay,
tip
come
here.
on.
So the actor has a double role in this movie.
Don't be giving people too many hints now, Naveen. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys 10 more seconds before we pull up the results. I think everybody's gonna get this one. I'm pretty sure. This is a pretty straightforward one. Okay, all right, let's see the results. And as I predicted, 55% got it right. Hrithik Roshan, that is who made his debut in the film Kaho Na Pyar Hai.
One of my
All right,
favorite
back
movies.
to you, Naveen.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dalai. That was awesome. One of my favorite movie, and all the songs are awesome of that movie. Right.
They really, I haven't seen it in ages, but I should revisit.
Yeah. Awesome. And now we can do one more Slido for $100. Okay, let me share my screen, and here we go. So join the same thing, same link, same QR code, and I can see a lot of people are joining. Come on, this is for $100. Okay, a lot of people are joining. We'll wait for 10 more seconds and then we'll start. Come on, everyone, join. Let me give you some more time to join. If you're not able to connect as fast as possible, you can use your browser as well. Come on, this is for $150, and this is real money, okay? Yeah, $100 for this one. Come on. Yeah. Five more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are going for our first question. So be as fast as possible. And here we go. The first question. Inheritance represents dash relationship, which is also known as a parent-child relationship. Is it is a, has a, with a, get a? Okay, 2 more seconds, and let's see what you have selected. Okay, most of you are saying is a, and that is correct. Awesome. We can go for the next question now. Okay, let's try this one. Django is a web framework for which programming language? Is it PHP, Java, C++, Python? Tricky. And let's see what you voted for. Okay, most of you are saying Python. Is it that easy? Awesome. So Django is for Python, right? Awesome. Now let's see the leaderboard. And the leaderboard says Ronak Kumar is on top. Oh, what's that background music? Okay. Okay, cool. So Ronak Kumar is on top. You're doing a great job. Let's move towards the third question. It will be difficult now. Let's try. Which one of these languages does not support object-oriented programming language? Is it VB, Python, Pascal, Julia? Okay, let's see what you are saying. Oh, most of you are saying Pascal. Is it right answer? Oh, that is correct. Okay, you're doing good with this round, everyone. Good job. Okay, 2 more questions to go. Let's see. Come on, $100. JavaScript is a trademark of which company? Is it Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Oracle? And let's see what you voted for. Oh, okay. There's a bit of confusion between Google and Oracle. I know Google is doing a lot of things with JavaScript libraries, but the actual answer is Oracle. Initially, it was Sun Microsystem, but Oracle bought Sun. Oracle bought Sun, so now it is Oracle's trademark. Nice. And the last question. Here we go. Guess the personality. Right. Okay. Oh. Great. And now let's see what you voted for. Okay, most of you are saying Richard Stallman. Oh, and the answer is Jarne Strostrup, the founder of C++. Oh, that was wrong. But anyway, most of you also said Jarne Strostrup, so it might be you're the winner. Let's see the leaderboard. And the top we got Dave. Dave, you won $100. Dave, can you just come online and can you unmute yourself? You can raise your hand so that we can give you some permission and let us know. In fact, you can also use chat window to tell us what is your plan with that $100. Deb, you there?
Deb, just raise your hand, please, and then we'll unmute you.
Yeah.
Yep, you can unmute now if you want, Deb, and tell Naveen what you're going to do with your $100.
Deb, you there? Can't hear you.
It's shy, very shy.
Oh.
Oh, well.
You can also use your chat window. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, great, thank you.
Yes, awesome. So it was great Slido. So we did two, one for $150 and second for $100, and we got two winners. Now it's time to move towards lunch. So we have a lunch break now, and lunch break will be for 30 minutes. We'll come back at exactly at 12:30, and we'll move from that. Okay, so at 12:30 we have this
Wait a
important
minute,
session
Naveen,
coming
one
up
second,
for.
1 second. Naveen, 1 second.
Yeah.
There's a question. John Goldberg says your question about the OO languages was not correct. The original mass market tool was Delphi Object Pascal.
Okay, but that was Object Pascal, right? The question was related to Pascal. Yeah.
John, do you want to come up and chat with about that really quickly, just so we can make
Yes.
sure we got that right? Raise your hand and we'll allow you to unmute. But Visual Basic was not originally. Oh, there he is. Okay, allowed to talk. Go
Right,
ahead.
but
You
it
can
does
unmute,
support.
John.
Visual Basic does support object oriented.
You can unmute, John. Yeah, there you go.
Mute?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No,
Yes.
I mean,
Hi,
it's
John.
just, it was just a comment. I mean, you're just questioning, the original, if you just say Visual Basic, the original Visual Basic wasn't object-oriented as well, as it's just a comment. Pascal supports OO when you use Object Pascal, so anyway, just a minor.
So I just want to make sure, John, that Naveen was correct, though, right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I guess it depends what you mean by saying a language supports object orientation. I mean, the extensions to any language, does the original versions of JavaScript didn't necessarily support object orientation either. So it's
Right. I got your point. I got your
No,
point.
it was just a minor point. I was one of the original Delphi programmers, so that's
Oh. Oh, that's awesome.
I have to stay in support of it. So
Oh, that's right. So when did you start your programming career, John?
probably well before you were born. So
Because I've never heard about Delphi. That's great. That's awesome. So can you just list out the programming language you have worked with? Because it's exciting to see someone with that experience.
I started programming on punch cards, so
Oh,
but no, I was one of the first object-oriented proponents and developers and things back in the day. I mean, I don't do actually that much programming anymore, so this is just for me to see what's going on.
okay, great.
Well, why is John here? John, why are you here? You just.
I have a startup using Corda, so I mean I'm developing the prototype, but when it comes to real implementation, we'll hire some programmers at that point in time. So I'd like to see what's going on, and so I've been developing the Corda prototype, which it's good. I'm quite pleased. Although you guys need to work on the Corda 5 more, because it's actually very exciting. You need to get some of the demo apps better out there.
Yeah, actually, speaking of the Corda 5, thanks, John, for bringing it up. I just want everybody to know that we actually invite one of our product managers who basically oversees the entire pipelining of the Corda 5 come to the next session after the lunch. Right, so we're gonna have like 30 minutes of DJ playing, but yes, we want everybody to come back to actually watch the Corda 5 dev preview session. The host gonna be Sneha, but yes, we invite one of our product managers to the sessions. Yeah, now it's lunchtime.
That's awesome. Thank you, Peter. I hope everyone will be there for the Corda 5 as well. And thanks, John, for that pointing out that point. And love to see the experience here. Thank you so much. See you after lunch, everyone. Bye.
To be